make it all squeaky that. Carly's dancing with herself over there.
We're gonna rock on to
Electric Boogaloo.
And they took me higher.
It's true.
Now for our feature presentation.
Brett?
Welcome back. We are doing the last movie of our spooktacular, even though it's past the spooky times. But as we covered in the last episode, we have great time management skills. And the last one we're doing is Hotel Transylvania from 2012.
Mm-hmm.
As you well know by now, a long-standing tradition on this podcast.
Not new at all.
Not 2 episodes old.
Our annual shout out.
We do this all of the time. We like to take an obscure picture from the movie we're watching, post it to our social medias, and let you guys guess. What? And let you guys guess what movie we're watching. First person to get it gets the shout out on the podcast. So make sure you're following us. Instagram,
Facebook.
Twitter, Facebook. Tyson doesn't have an Instagram or a Twitter, but he does have a Facebook.
Don't tell him that. Oh, I get a shitload of friend requests from our millions of subscribers.
Mostly our Instagram and our Facebook.
You're right, I'm sorry.
For fans of the podcast.
But it's time to recognize a special young man for his keen movie senses, knowing exactly what movie we were watching. Jerome, I'm so proud of you for recognizing that this was Hotel Transylvania. You've made me very proud, Jerome.
Tyson, tell me about this great movie.
This movie sucks.
You get the fuck out, sir.
No, I don't like this movie very much, but this movie's about Dracula and his daughter, basically. They run a hotel for monsters and shit like that to kind of give them a safe haven from the angry mobs that used to plague them. And Dracula's like an overprotective father, you know, kind of helicopter parent almost. And his daughter Mavis just wants to go see the world.
Now, is Mavis the same as Mavie Wavy?
I have no idea.
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
They are the same character.
Oh, okay.
Confirmed.
To be fair, though, the angry human mobs did kill Dracula's wife.
That is true. They did kill Dracula's wife.
That is true. They did kill Dracula's wife.
That is true.
They did kill Dracula's wife?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, and then throwing a birthday party for Mavis, and then suddenly this curious, if not naive, little human comes into their midst, and the Mavis and him seem to hit it off immediately. And then animated chaos ensues from there. And they eventually find out that, oh, people actually like monsters now.
Okay, yeah,
And then
for some reason.
That's the whole movie, basically.
Dracula comes to his senses that he does not need to ward off all people. And accepts his ginger-ass son-in-law.
Hey, they all don't need to go in the sun now.
That's true. They will all have healthy lives in those walls.
I bet that was planned. Like, let's make him a ginger so he fits in with vampires.
But he was a hitchhiker.
That's true.
You can hitchhike at night. He was
That is
out
also
walking
true.
at night when he found the castle.
That's true, but he was talking to the townspeople that were telling him about this spooky, like, haunted forest
Yeah.
during the day.
Never says that it was during the day.
In the flashback, it was during the day.
It was inside. How do you know?
It was the flashback.
So you could tell what time it is by the interior of a bar in a flashback?
Yes.
I can't.
Does that bar have windows?
No.
Oh, well, then that's a terrible bar.
Yes.
It's a fire hazard.
It is a very overly silly movie. I understand why you don't love watching it.
Oh, yeah, because he has no happiness left in his cold, broken heart.
It's not that it was overly silly, it's just that the jokes didn't hit with me. Like, I like some silly movies. In fact, I like a lot of silly movies.
We like more silly movies than she does because of her
Probably.
cold, broken heart.
It was definitely geared more towards children.
It was definitely like, hey, do you have ADHD? This
Well-
movie will hold your attention for the 5 seconds at a time that it has something happening.
It was also animated grown-ups. I mean, let's not pretend like it wasn't. And it's a pretty polarizing film franchise.
Because it does have an awesome cast of...
Well, it was...
Good segue.
Yeah. It stars Adam Sandler, Andy Samberg, Selena Gomez, Kevin James, Steve Buscemi, David Spade, and CeeLo Green. Among, like, a bunch of cameos and shit like that. It's directed by Gendy Tartakovsky. I suck with names. Gendy Tartakovsky.
Tartakovsky.
Who I believe
How?
has done all the other Hotel Transylvania movies coming out.
Now, for the people at home who don't know, because, I mean, I personally have never heard of him, what else has Adam Sandler been in?
Not a lot, actually. He's been in... I'm trying to think of obscure Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, I was hoping, like, Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill. He's been in Jack and Jill. He was in, what was it, The Cobbler. He was in...
He was in The Grown-Ups. We did talk about that already.
Yeah, he was in The Grown-Ups. He was in Funny People. I'm not sure if people remember Funny People, so that might actually be a funny reference.
And I think, I'm not sure, but I think he was in Bedtime Stories as well.
Maybe true.
So he's had a long career, but definitely nothing major, not very illustrious. Kevin James, obviously known for his role in Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Mm-hmm.
And the Zookeeper movie.
Yes, in the Zookeeper movie.
Just all around bad movies. Kevin
Yeah.
James is a dick and a terrible actor.
Yeah.
So I'll call him out on podcast right now.
Selena Gomez. I don't know anything other than that Spring Breakers movie.
And,
She was in Spring
she's-
Breakers,
well,
and
I mean, she's a popular pop star, so
she is.
I believe so.
We'll,
Didn't she?
we'll have to fact check that. I don't think that's right. I think she was just in. I think she was just like in that Spring Breakers
No, she was in
movies.
a movie
okay,
with,
that's
like,
right,
a
yeah.
driver. Right?
Driving Miss Daisy. She's way too young to be in that movie.
That is
Oh.
true. She is way too young to be in that movie, Carly.
There was a movie where she was in a car with a guy. I
Oh.
remember that.
Oh.
Was it?
That definitely could have been Spring Breakers. There was cars and guys in that movie.
Was it Taxi Driver?
No, that was Jimmy Fallon
And Queen Latifah, right?
and Queen Latifah.
Yeah. My fucking knowledge of shitty movies is on point.
David Spade. What was he in?
8 Simple Rules.
Dickie
Nope.
Roberts, former child star.
Nope, I won't accept that one. That was a great movie. Fuck you.
You won't accept 8 Simple Rules?
We're listing bad things, Carly.
You hate 8 Simple Rules.
I don't care. We're listing widely accepted as bad.
Okay.
Like Dickie Roberts' childhood star. And The Do-Over.
The Dude was an awesome movie.
Stupid as fuck.
I like it. Andy Samberg?
He does internet videos. I think
Sure.
Does he?
they probably discovered him off of his internet videos.
Mhm.
It's like the Happy Go Lucky band or something like that does internet videos. It's like My Toes in a Box and
Yeah, he does it with that one guy from the Backstreet Boys.
yeah.
Okay.
A bunch of low level guys all trying to make their way in the business. And I respect that.
Okay.
It's not for me. But it's all good. You know, you respect when a director takes a risk on low level talents like Andy Sandler and Adam Sandberg
The Sand Brothers.
and Quaven James. Am I saying those right?
Definitely.
Okay.
So, I want to say, I guess one plot hole is that Dracula in bat form spends like fucking 10 minutes in direct sunlight with no cloud cover because he's flying by a fucking plane.
He was burning up quite significantly, though.
Yeah, but...
Of no consequence, but he was.
Yeah, of no consequence. He just immediately heals.
He's a vampire.
Yeah, I know.
Is there a set written rule that you can only be in the sun for so long as a vampire?
Well, it's like being set on fire to vampires.
So probably not very long, is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
But once he's back in the shade, his heal time's got to be pretty quick, especially because he's on that like high protein fake blood substitutes.
Yeah.
That's a little
Just
fat.
eats rats, doesn't he?
No, he's on the blood substitutes because remember he goes.
Oh yeah.
He goes on
I
this
remember
rant
that.
about how humans are fatty and you can't even tell the difference.
I remember that. Yeah, you're right. That's Paul.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It's a kids' movie. Why don't you have any love in your heart?
Well...
How does that make you feel?
Are you my therapist now?
Tell us about your
My
childhood.
pipe! What was the budget, Tyson?
The budget was around $85 million. It grossed around $148 million, according to my illustrious source. Opening weekend was in the Philippines, so the opening weekend amount is in the Philippine currency, which is 25 million, I think is what it says. What the fuck does that say? My bad handwriting. I think it's 25 million Philippine dollars.
Seems like a weird country to premiere it in.
That is what my illustrious source told me.
So, Hotel Transylvania was 19th domestically in 2012. And it was the second highest zombie movie of all time.
That shouldn't count as
This
a
is-
zombie movie.
According to Box Office Mojo, it is considered the second highest grossing zombie movie of all time. And obviously I wrote that down because it's absurd.
it's ridiculous.
Yes.
There are zombies in it, but it's not a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Box Office Mojo disagrees.
Well, all right, there you go. Those are things about the movie. Jackson, what's your favorite scene?
Could you not say my name? Thanks. Plus it's one take Tracy.
One take Tracy. What's your favorite scene?
Do you remember the sauna scene where they're like asking where Jake Frankenstein went? Whatever his fake monster name was. It's like, oh, well, maybe he could never be into someone of his kind. What, you got a problem with Frankenstein's? It's like, not Frankenstein's. People with red hair. And then the Invisible Man. What's the problem with people with red hair?
He just digging himself into a hole.
Yeah, that's my favorite scene.
Tessin, what's your favorite scene?
The credits. On mute, the credits.
Fair. I like when Mavis goes into the fake human town and all the zombies light themselves on fire.
It's also a good scene. I like that one.
Tyson, what would you rate this movie? And
And
would you recommend it?
whopping 5 out of 13.
For spookiness.
It's not worse than The Tall Man, but it's not much better.
You heard it here. It's not worse than The Tall Man.
And no, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't like it. And everybody I know has seen it already, so.
What would you score this movie?
I would give this
Recommend
8 out of 13. I think it's...
You
You shut your whore mouth. I enjoy watching this movie.
when you take the bigger.
it.
I enjoy watching this movie. I think it's a fun family movie.
Oh, snap.
I'm so sick of saying it's a fun movie. I need a thesaurus.
Buy the It's a Fun Movie shirts now.
It's an entertaining cinematic experience. It's not. But I think it's silly. I think it's a good time to sit down. I think it's a good family movie, and I like it. And yes, I would recommend it.
I would also score it an 8 out of 13. And I would recommend it.
Good.
We talk about how Mavis was turning 118.
Yeah. No, I mean we didn't, but we should.
That's the vampire adult mark, is 118.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, so 18 still transcends. I mean, realistically, it should be 18. But then, like, if it's not, I think 100, like a century, is a good earmark. Because obviously they age at a different rate than us. They probably shouldn't be aging at all. I think that's the vampire thing, is they don't age at all.
Immortal.
Yeah. But they obviously age at a different rate than us, so, like, maybe, like, 100. But, like, 118 is just so random and weird. Like, well, 18's when she becomes an adult. Just put 100 in front. Why? Why, bro? Why not add 60 to it? Like, it's all the same.
Why not make it 1,018?
Yeah.
Why not make it 1,800?
180.
Yeah.
Fun facts. We got some facts and they're fun.
Fun facts.
They're facts, and they're fun.
Yeah. Now let me do this one.
Okay.
Fun facts for this one were stupid.
What do we got for fun facts, Daxton?
So, I thought that we were going to be recording this much sooner when I wrote the information down. So I don't have the full fun fact anymore. That's right, one fun fact. I only wrote down one. This is really phoning it in for this episode, so I apologize.
We're not professionals.
Not a doctor.
Not a doctor.
But the fun fact that I have is basically a fun fact where the timeline of the movie works in chronological order with the original Bram Stoker?
Bram Stoker.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, where Martha dies in 85, and then the two
Why
books
would you
would
say
happen.
that name? Sorry.
Scared me. Martha dies in 85, 95, the two books happen, and then the hotel opens. Like, it's all the chronological order of the original story from Bram.
So they try to line up the timeline.
Yeah, I think it was just
with Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I think it was just an interesting thing that
Dracula.
they kind of timed out there. That was the only fun fact I wrote down. I'm a sack of shit. I'm bad at my job.
There's another fun fact.
You hated it. It's terrible. It's stupid.
Adam Sandler's not a very good voice actor when he has to do an accent.
No.
It's all the same accent.
Yeah,
he has one foreign accent.
And he doesn't.
He has
didn't
multiple
really
foreign
have
accents.
much emotion in like
but
super emotional parts.
They're all very similar. Like, his Dracula accent is not very far from his Zohan accent. Mm-hmm. Like, when he says "let's go," it's the exact same.
Mm-hmm. And you don't mess with the Zohan.
Oh fuck! I love that movie.
That's a funny movie.
So bad.
After this episode, we're gonna do another like mini episode. If you remember our, we had a fantasy cast after 10 movies. After these 12 spooky movies, we're gonna have another mini episode / 50 subscriber special.
Woo! We're past that now. Unless people unsubscribe, please no.
As of today, I think we're at 58, but I wanted to celebrate getting past 50.
Watch out, PewDiePie. We're coming for you.
We're coming. Under the table. It's sticky.
So we're going to do that right after this. In like 10 minutes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so we can do another special for 100 or however we want to break this up. Next milestone.
100's fine. If we get to 100, I will do a face reveal. This is not my real face. 100 subscribers, we'll do one dog reveal.
We can do that.
We have 3 dogs, so keep subscribing.
We already
revealed the
showed
cat.
our pussy, so
Yeah, we can't do a cat reveal. But 100 subscribers, we will do one dog reveal.
Follow us on our socials so you can keep track of us posting pictures of obscure scenes in movies and try and get a shout out. And just follow us because I like being followed at jecll Studios.
And she does mean in person, not online.
True.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at jecll Studios. Yeah.
Twitter too.
We also have a Twitter. I'm not very good at Twitter.
She's on there sometimes though.
Yeah, you get notifications every time I upload on Twitter because it's connected to the YouTube account. But
That's about it.
I guess I should post like our Instagram photos for the obscure scenes, but I don't.
Probably.
We have like 2 followers. Follow us on Twitter, and then I might be on Twitter more.
Yep, exactly. Good job. Give a hand for Carly. First shot hosting the podcast. Very proud of her.
Yeah.
She did a great job. Yeah, boy! So hang out. We're going to be doing the 50 subscribers. It'll be a surprise. It's a surprise. We're going to do something fun. Not a movie review. Thanks for watching. And as always, blah, blah, blah.
So, I mean, could be wrong.
Galileo.
Could also be dumb.
Galileo Figaro. Magnifico. Thunderbolts and lightning. Very, very frightening.
Copyright strike.